Hi all, welcome back to the channel. We hope you all had a fantastic week. I was just building these clamps for getting ready to go down south, and I thought we may as well bring you along for the ride. This is how they come in the etch. So this stuff is pretty tough stuff, but I just use my usual shears on these, but tin snips, like straight out of a Mega Mud 10 or hardware store, will also do the job. You don't have to preserve this etch either, just cut right through it if need be and carry on. I've already taken one apart and cleaned up all the edges, because I'm sure you guys don't need to see me filing bits of nickel silver. So I'll put this one to one side for a minute. So whilst I had the file out cleaning the edges, I also took a bit of an opportunity to clean up the heads of these screws, mainly because this is an example of old or tarnished brass, and just know from experience that this will give me, well, it's not impossible to solder it to, it'll just give me a hard time. So I went and gave the tops of these a quick filing up, because we were going to solder to these in a minute. You'll also need a tap. Mark has some pretty good instructions on his website on how to build these as well, but I thought we'd just show you how I do it. So first things first, like I said, this stuff is really tough. And I'm going to use that to my advantage in a minute. But first things first, you'll see here this groove here is skinnier than this one. So the way this is folded up, it pretty much creates its own little spring, as it were. So it's kind of important to fold this part the right way around in order for that springy type of action to happen. I'm using a temperature controlled soldering iron, so I have cranked up the heat a bit on that, but if you're just using a straight 40 watt iron, that would be fine as well, just as is, because I do have a temperature controlled one over here. I normally have it a little bit lower for white metal, but you know, the more heat the merrier on this stuff. Like, you're not going to damage it at all. So, and because of that, it's going to get hot. So I've got myself a little vise, but one of the bench type vices would also work just as well. I don't have one, I just have this, so I'm going to make do with that. So let's get into this, I guess. So firstly, I think, so this side folds away from you and this side folds towards you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly scuff up the back of this with a file, just to give me a bit more purchase in the soldering situation. I'm going to get a bigger file. This just takes the shininess off the surface. So making sure we got this around the right way. I'll just check mine. Yep. Alright, here we go. So what we'll do now is give this a quick zap with some solder. I suppose I can put some in the joint, couldn't I? That should have it running in there, hopefully. Oops, a little bit more solder on there. Like that. What I'm going to also do is just run up the sides a little bit as well, just to seal that up. Like so. Now we can repeat with the other one. clamps on that. Bed another number 2 down. Let's see if I can move it anyway. So while it's still relatively flat, I'm just going to tap this hole. Should work. Putting this in a vise would also work for this. It's also not mission critical that this is perfectly straight either. Like, this screw is still going to do its job if it's not. Oh. There we go. Again, test fit the screw. There we go. Let's repeat. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Stick that one there. Now, while I've got these screws in here, I'm also going to take advantage of the fact that I can use this plate in order to solder in the butterfly part of the screw. So I think we'll do it this way. Oops. Oh. Perfect. Get in there. Bit more convincing. There we go. That's number 2 down. Oh, it's that. So now we can do the final bend on this, which will go, we just check. Yep. So doing this last bend, these joints may fail. Not a big deal. Just put them back in your vise. Because I've zipped up the sides, it shouldn't really go anywhere. Shouldn't. I say boldly and confidently. Okay, you will go yep, this way. Now you'll see here, because of, oh, I'll get my hands out of the way, hold on. There we go. You can see there's like a, up there it's created its own, like a hole, because the etch is up against the edge. So it sort of creates its own spring. So when you start using these will be like quite stiff to get rulers in, but they will bed in eventually. And I think I will give these joints a bit of a quick clean up. Won't take much. Nope. Okay, that's part one done. Now on to the base part of it. So this is the bit that actually holds on. Oh, sorry. This is the bit that actually holds onto the rulers. Now, normally I would start on the outside and work my way out in the folds. But because this is half etched on the top, it can give your fingers a bit of a hard time. The other way you could do this is to score across these lines with a knife, thus weakening them a bit more. That makes them a bit easier to fold as well. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to go for it. Oops, sorry. Alright, so we're just looking for 90 degrees on there. You could put a set screw on there if you want to. I'm just eyeballing it because, you know, it's not the end of the world if it's not perfect. And we can do the next one. Actually, I think I'll just do this on the table. There we go. Like so. And we just need to do the other three sides. I do think those pliers that you can get from hobby stores that are labelled etched pliers with the longer nose on them would be probably perfect for this. There we go. That's the base done. Ooh. And we're nearly there. Looks pretty good. Alright, now all that's left to do is to put one inside the other. Actually, I need to score this up a bit first. Ouch. Alrighty. Now, one goes inside the other. If I can get it in there. There we go. There we go. Nice. Now we just need to solder that up as well. Looks alright. we just push on this side. Get this a bit flatter. Actually, I think it might actually stay there by itself. Maybe that side. Give this a push. Cool. Nice. Here we go. Ready for the screw to go back in. Well, you can probably just see down there the screws coming through the bottom, and it's going to push against this section of the plate, which pushes down on the rulers. So I'll do this one. Sweet. Flux on that one, obviously. That's a bit better. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, that's the pair done. I hope this was helpful. If there's anything else you want me to talk about or show you at any point, by all means, drop us a comment in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.